Hello, my friends, and welcome back to our program, Did You Know? The program today is about China and Chinese American contributions to our village, to our country, and to the world. And I'm so happy to have here 3 Chinese Americans, residents of Laguna Woods Village, whom I have the honor to call my friends, and who have or are devoting their lives to make our lives much better. So tell me, how much do you know about science and medical advancements made in China or among Chinese Americans that are having an impact on our lives? And how much do you know about the benefits to your mind and body from Tai Chi and Qigong? And tell me the truth, how much do you know about culture in China? And among the Chinese Americans, not much? So this is your opportunity to learn and be happier. It is my pleasure to introduce to you 3 very good friends, Miss Wei Ming Tao, Mr. Ed Tao, and Mr. Edmund Chang. Welcome to our program, Did You Know? Oh, and before I forget, don't forget to stay until the end because we're going to be playing Did You Know? And test yourself. I want to know how much you know. So let's start with you, Edmund. Mm-hmm. You told us a wonderful story about 7 voyages that were made by Zheteng. And tell us about what happened and how come it happened before all the other very famous people like Christopher Columbus or others, the Dama and others.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Yes, Zheng He made 7 expedition voyages in the early 15th century. Zheng He commanded a fleet with more than 20,000 sailors and greater than 300 big ships. Those ships, some are as large as a football field. The voyage covered the South China Sea, Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea, and reached as far as the east coast of Africa. And thus he brought very little money home. The Ming Emperor was unhappy about the heavy expenses for those trips and decided to end the expedition once for all by order to burn all the ships and along with marine maps. What a foolish mistake. Zheng He's expedition, even though produced less impact to the marine discovery than the European navigators, was truly historical.
So let's move a little bit from that and tell us what has been the impact of traditional Chinese medicine to the general medical sciences.
Well, Chinese used the traditional Chinese medicine for hundreds of years to treat the peoples for various kind of illness. And the accumulated knowledge was contributed now to the modern world as well. For example, acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine was used to outside the world as an alternative medicine practice in many countries outside of China. Traditional Chinese medicine also helped the discovery of new medicines. In 1972, Professor Tu Youyou learned from an ancient Chinese medicine recipe, which was written more than 17,000 years ago by Ji Hong. He said that the wormwood extract can be useful to treat intermittent fever. Professor Tu thought that this treatment could be useful for malaria treatment. So he went ahead to develop a method to extract from the extract for the active component. He then developed a method to find the chemical structure of the active compound. And he made a synthetic version of the compound. He named the compound Qinghao Su. This new medicine has saved millions of lives in Southeast China and Asia and Africa and South America. Her work later won her the Nobel Prize in 2015 for the physiology and medicine.
So let's talk a little bit about what has happened now in this century, the 21st century. What would you say are some of the most important Chinese science and technology advancements?
Yes. Being a historical invention powerhouse, China nevertheless missed all the industrial revolutions and all the associated inventions, so become a very weak country in 19th century. However, in 21st century, Chinese regained the invention strength and made many important contributions to the world. For example, Alipay is a digital payment system devoid to avoid all the cash payments in many of the daily purchases. China also became a well-known builder for high-speed rail. The Chinese high-speed rail system with a speed of 120 to 220 miles per hour, and with a very low building cost and high quality. It's a favorite competitor in the field. The total length of 40,000 kilometers in 2021 accounts for 2/3 of the total world's high-speed rail system.
So what would you say, what is the reason?
In the area of,
So sorry.
In the area of clinical research, David Ho developed the cocktail treatment for AIDS patient treatment. And in 1990s, this treatment has effectively changed the sure death, the illness, into a treatable chronic disease. China also developed the Beidou navigation satellite system, and currently has become a world navigation services. The navigation system accuracy for Beidou 3 is said to be as good as GPS. In addition, China also developed the space station, the Tiangong space station, for the manned space programs. It is likely to be the only operating space station after 2031, when the current space station is retired.
Do you have any ideas or opinions? Why is it that Chinese and Chinese Americans have made such an impact?
From the reports I know, as well as my own observation, Chinese performed well in jobs and as well as in schools in the area of science and technology. I also noticed this increased authorship in publication in science and in technology. Why? Well, one, I think Chinese is a very hardworking people and also good students. Two, there are more Chinese in the area of science, technology, engineering, and math. I think this explains why Chinese made such a good impact into this area.
Well, let's move a little bit, and let me ask you, Ed,
Okay.
please tell us, what is Chinese Qigong and Tai Chi? Explain it to us, please.
A very good, important question. Qigong is more ancient in origin than Tai Chi, and both were designed to cultivate functional integrity and the enhancement of life essence that the Chinese call Qi, Qi. They are both based on theoretical principles that are inherent to traditional Chinese medicine and for attaining the state of enhanced Qi capacity and function point to the purposeful coordination of body, mind, and breath. Qigong translates from Chinese to mean, roughly, to cultivate and enhance the inherent function, energetic essence of the human being. There are two kinds. One, static Qigong, no external movement, similar to meditation. Two, dynamic Qigong, external body movement is driven and synchronized with the Qi, breathing movement. Tai Chi was based on Qigong and Chinese martial arts techniques. It was originally developed both as a martial art called Tai Chi Chuan and as a form of meditation. Two major styles of Tai Chi are Chen and Yang styles. From Yang and Chen style, three other major styles developed: Wu, Hao, and Sun. Each of these styles have essentially the same principle, but contain different features and characteristics. Tai Chi can be simple and easy if you define your aims and objectives. For example, if you wish to learn Tai Chi solely for its health benefits instead of self-defense, or you can have both. Actually, it can be done getting both.
So I've always wondered, what is the relationship between Tai Chi and Yin and Yang?
Oh, that's an excellent question.
Thank you.
The most essential expression of Tai Chi philosophy is the concept of Yin and Yang, which is like black and white. That's my color demonstrate that, white and black. Okay, and Yin and Yang are polar opposites and are found in all things in life, in nature. Everything tends toward a natural state of harmony. Likewise, Yin and Yang are always in total balance. And things which are perfectly balanced and are in harmony are at peace. When you are at peace, that leads to naturally longevity. So that's an important one.
I know that you have dedicated your life being a student of Tai Chi and Qigong, and now you're also a teacher. What would you say are the benefits of doing Tai Chi?
I would say in one quick sentence that can lead to stronger body and healthier lives. The reason is the following. Number one, it is unique, a gentle, relaxing activity that involves deep breathing, but does not work up to a sweat or leave you out of breath. Two, it does not place undue stress on joints and muscles, only strengthening your tendons also, and therefore is likely to cause pain or injury. It does not cause that. Number three, it has helped people with a variety of modern medical problems, including high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and osteoporosis.
Oh.
Number four, it was reported that older adults who do 1 hour Tai Chi sessions 1 to 3 times a week for 12 to 26 weeks are less likely to the tune of 43% to develop, to fall, and half as likely to incur a fall-related injury. Number 5, less bone loss and fewer fractures.
It sounds so perfect for especially our population here at the village. Tell me, is there a way, is there an opportunity for us to do Tai Chi here?
Certainly. Here in Laguna Woods, we have several choices, learning Tai Chi and Qigong. One thing I would advise is please check with recreation flyers and club directory. They are almost all free of charges.
So tell us a little bit about your experience. Where did you learn? What were your expectations? Tell us about yourself.
Okay. I started learning Tai Chi and when I was in college in Taiwan. I was fortunate enough to have met various outstanding Tai Chi masters here in the U.S. over the past 45 years. I didn't start Qigong practice until 30 years ago, when I was fortunate to learn from 2 Qigong masters, again, here in the U.S. I have been teaching and practicing Tai Chi and Qigong since I moved here to the village 14 years ago. In 2019, I invited Dr. Lin Xin to a Tai Chi Qigong workshop. And Dr. Lin, professor of UCI, also a Qigong and Tai Chi master. By the way, he was trained by the top 5 we mentioned earlier, Qigong masters. And he also academically founded the mind-body signaling and energy lab at UCI to apply modern technologies to study the beneficial effects of Qigong and Tai Chi. Speaking of my personal benefits of practicing Tai Chi and Qigong, I was able to avoid a hernia surgery and completed healing due to my Qigong practice. Tai Chi, in summary, and Qigong is really a self-improvement, excellent tool that makes you better at anything you want to be. So I highly recommend it.
Thank you. Let's move a little bit from science and Tai Chi into Chinese American culture. Please tell us, Wei Ming, describe a little bit of the religions and philosophies that are the main base of Chinese culture.
Sure. You know, Chinese culture is older than 5,000 years. Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism are the 3 main, we call 3 pillars of Chinese structure and Chinese society. They not only influence spirituality, but also government, science, art, and social structure. The 3 philosophies have influenced society alongside with each other, change each other, and at times blended together. Understanding the unique interplay gives us great insight into ancient and modern Chinese society. Confucianism is the art of becoming better, self-cultivation. It gave guidance on all levels of ancient Chinese life, from interaction between family members and in the public sphere, to educational standards and how state should govern. Confucius saw every aspect of life as being made up of obligation between people and entities. And Taoism is mainly concerned with the spiritual element of life, including the nature of universe. The guiding principle of Tao can roughly translate as the way, which is a harmonious natural order that arises between human and the world. And it evolves around letting go, accepting, yielding, and going with flow. Be like water. And Buddhism seeks inner peace to achieve enlightenment through meditation, spiritual practice, and learning. They believe the law of cause and effect and reincarnation, and that life is impermanent and full of suffering and uncertainty. The way to find peace is through achieving, they call nirvana, a joyful state beyond human suffering.
So I don't know if this is possible, but can you try to compare the tenets of Chinese philosophy to the culture that we live here in this country, in the USA?
Very good question.
Oh, thanks again.
The Chinese focus more on collective gain, emphasize teamwork, family, and group goal above individual desires and needs. In contrast, the U.S. values individual achievement. For American, freedom of choice, personal autonomy, and self-fulfillment are signs of independence. Chinese believe in adapting a middle way to avoid extremism. On the other hand, American culture loves adventure and exploration.
That's so true. If you don't mind, could we go back a little bit to the concept of yin and yang?
Yes.
Thank you.
Great. As Ed explained in the Kung Fu and in the Tai Chi world, actually, yin and yang is a Chinese philosophy derived from Taoism concept that describe how obvious opposite forces may actually be complementary, interconnected, and interdependent in the natural world, and how they may give rise to each other as they interrelate to one another. America has long been known as a melting pot, with Chinese yin-yang culture of harmony, balance, and interdependence of opposites. The U.S. is the best place to form a unique mix that helps embody American individualism with Chinese collectivism.
Could you please tell us, and probably this is going to be our last question, what do you think have been the biggest Chinese American contributions that have been made to the USA in terms of businesses and economics?
Okay, number one, for example, Chinese cuisine became very popular over the years. Do you know there are more Chinese restaurants than the number of McDonald's, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and Wendy's combined? In recent years, Asian fusion foods has been increasingly more popular also. And evidence of fusion or multiculturalism in the U.S. that also provide a lot of job opportunities in the economy. Another example is the contribution as an adaptation of Chinese medicine and acupuncture, as Edmund mentioned. You know, there are about 1 in 5 Americans use Chinese herbal products. Not only Chinese Americans are significant contributors to the U.S. art and culture, they also contribute greatly to the high-tech boom in Silicon Valley, as there are many successful high-tech startup companies in the U.S. In conclusion, currently we are in dire need of harmony. Harmony between people, harmony between humanity and nature, and harmony within ourselves. With the U.S. is the largest economy and is rich in natural resources and human capital, also as a melting pot for different culture. The Chinese philosophies and the yin-yang balance can definitely foster the connection to the universe, thus make the society and nation better place to live. Our village is a good place to start, and this program can help. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And now, for all of us here, let's get together and play Did You Know? So hello and welcome back once more. And now it's time to play Did You Know? So let's get started. Did you know, my friends, that China has had 6 physics and 2 chemistry Nobel Prizes? I bet you didn't know. How about, did you know that there have been 4 Chinese astronauts flying to you know where? Let me give you a few names and you'll be impressed. Qin Sheng Wu was the physicist, the Chinese-American Marie Curie, who had a very big impact in the Manhattan Project. Yo-Yo Ma, the very famous cellist, Chinese. Ang Lee, Academy Award winner for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Brokenback Mountain, Life of Pi. That's a Chinese name. Bruce Lee, martial arts and actor, founder of Jeet Kune Do. Jeremy Shu Haolin, NBA basketball player. I already said that. Amy Ruth Tan, writer, author of The Joy Luck Club. Eric Yuan, founder of Zoom Video Communications. Maya Lin, architect of the Vietnam Memorial. And Jerry Yang, co-founder of Yahoo. But now let me show you a few things. Did you know that noodles were first made in China? How about gunpowder? Comes from China. How about tea? Tea comes from China. And rice, I just learned that some anthropologists found that about 9,000 years ago, many thousand years ago, China was already cultivated in China, right near the Yangtze River. If you like books, please thank China, because it was in China where these wooden types were made, so we could have books, and we could have magazines, and we could have lots of things. Now, did you know that fortune cookies are not a Chinese invention? They are a Chinese-American invention. So there you go. Kites, I broke this kite this morning, come from China. And guess what this is? This is a wheelbarrow, and this was invented in China. Now, who among you uses Chinese herbal medicine? This obviously comes from China. And for you, my drinking friends, guess what? Beer comes from China, and it was first made with lots of fruits and yummy stuff and very little alcohol. So I'm leaving to the end. Oh, no, I forgot this, and I forgot how it's called in
Compass.
English.
Compass.
Compass. The compass comes from China, so you know where you're going. But last but not least, China, the most beautiful China that you see here, painted by hand, comes from China. So, my friends, I hope you liked this program. I hope you learned a lot. And maybe some of you are asking, so what is the process for this program? Well, first of all, I find the best people to be here. Then we meet regularly to get to know each other, and we talk about our private lives, and we discuss what we should bring to you here. Then, after meeting a few times, we come here, it is recorded, and then, most importantly, after that, our friendships continue. So, don't forget, if you want to learn, come to see this program again. But take advantage of what Laguna Woods gives us by bringing from almost half the world's representatives from almost half the world's countries. It is our pleasure to be here with you today, and we'll see you again next time. Take care.